if you had asked me to, of my impressions about the 2016 vintage a couple of weeks ago, I would have said that we're possibly looking at one of the greatest vintages that I've experienced. And just sort of around Christmas time, just after Christmas, it was looking really, really fantastic. Even though we all know that there's been there currently is quite a big drought, quite a heavy drought on the go, the vineyards are looking exceptionally good. They've only now in the last week or so started showing signs of a bit of stress, etc., now that the fruit is all ripening. But until a couple of weeks ago, it was looking really, really fantastic. And then, unfortunately, the heat hit us after Christmas, that week between Christmas and New Year. Really experienced in having heat waves. And I mean, we generally have a heat wave or two during the season, but it normally comes in February, and it normally, the temperatures go up to sort of 36, 37 degrees Celsius, and for 2 or 3 days. And that's what we refer to as a heat wave normally. Unfortunately, this heat wave that we've experienced this year has had temperatures in excess of 33, 34 degrees for 3 weeks on end. In fact, having looked at the climatic data for January, a day or two ago, it's amazing to see how much heat we actually did have in January. It's by far the hottest January in very many years. And that after a relatively cool season prior to that, and then adding to that the drought and the lack of soil moisture, etc., I'm surprised it's looking as good as it is. Just as far as the grapes are concerned, the grapes that we've already harvested this year, we've only taken in some Pinotage, Sauvignon Blanc, and a little bit of Merlot. And so far it's actually looking very good. I think tonnages are down by sort of 25 to 35%. I think we're still relatively lucky. I think the guys out in the Swartland areas are battling a lot more than we are. And so I think that we can actually be very pleased with what we have got. The quality does look good. Sauvignon Blanc, I think, is looking really, really promising. Pinotage, not quite as deep colour yet as I would like in the wines or in the grapes, but I'm sure that will come right in the next week or so. And the Merlot that we took in for the rosé, that was very, very nice. And so yeah, that's really what our expectations are at the moment. Expecting a smaller crop, but quality looking very nice. And if we can just manage the soil moisture with our drip irrigations just very, very judiciously and very sort of scientifically, then we should be able to pull through this one relatively unscathed.